Hi, I'm Mark, this is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I want to talk about the Fitbit Ionic, or rather Fitbit's first smartwatch. Back in June I made a kind of wish list video for what I hoped would come from a Fitbit smartwatch. At the time, a smartwatch from Fitbit was very much a rumoured device, but with various images being leaked, we knew it was on the cards for at some point. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Fitbit officially announced it, and we know it's going to be called the Ionic and coming out roughly at the end of September, beginning of October. I will, of course, at some point on this channel bring you guys a review of it when I've had a chance to use it, and also do a comparison video for the Blaze for those of you trying to make up your mind as to whether it's worth upgrading or which Fitbit to get. This video, however, is going to simply see if what I wanted from the Fitbit smartwatch are the things that Fitbit have put into it. So let's check out what I said back in June and compare it to the actual Ionic device. So firstly, let's talk about the images of the device. There are a few leaked images that were around before it was announced, and actually they weren't far off what the Ionic actually looks like. The design looks pretty sleek, it looks quite slim, and it looks like it's going to look really good on. The second thing I said is that it needs to work well as a fitness tracker. Fitbit, as everyone knows, are well known for fitness devices, for clues sort of in their title. And so actually if they made a device that compromised any of those, I don't think people would buy it. It seems, however, with the Ionic that they've actually got this right. They've kept all of the fitness features and they've improved some as well. So for example, the Fitbit Ionic has a better heart rate sensor and it's also waterproof so you can track swimming. On top of that, they reckon it's going to do things like automatically detect exercise. So actually if you stop doing your class and you've forgotten to turn off the detection, it will know that you've stopped. Likewise, it'll also pick up when you start doing an activity. Some of that leads on to the next thing I said. I said that it needed to be waterproof. The reason I said it needed to be waterproof was if it was going to keep up with the Apple Watch and detect all kinds of sports, it needed to have that waterproof functionality. Fitbit have said that the Ionic will be waterproof, which means you can finally track your swimming with a Fitbit device. This is one of the features I'm looking forward to trying out. The next thing I said, and kind of obvious for a smartwatch, was that it needed to be smart. Fitbit Blaze and a load of other Fitbit devices at the moment send notifications to your device, but you can't really interact with them other than zapping off a phone call. A Fitbit smartwatch needs to do more than just send you notifications, and Fitbit have in fact announced an app store. We know that the Ionic is going to come with Starbucks, Strava and Pandora apps on it, and also that they're going to open the SDK to developers. This means that as time goes on, we should see more and more apps come to the Fitbit Ionic. The question is, how much are you actually going to interact with these apps? This kind of remains to be seen, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Fitbit have come up with, and I hope that there's going to be scope for lots of interactions. When it comes to interacting with things like text or answering a phone call from your wrist with the Ionic, I don't think that's going to be possible. For starters, it doesn't have a built-in microphone or personal assistant, and these tend to be the things that mean those things can happen. The Ionic does, however, have Wi-Fi, and so connecting to the internet with various apps should be nice and easy. It kind of depends on how easy it is to get through login screens on public Wi-Fi though. The next thing I said was about contactless payments. This was one of those things that I kind of said in the video and I didn't think Fitbit were going to manage, but actually they've announced Fitbit Pay. This means that in theory you should be able to use your wrist to make contactless payments on the go. I'm really looking forward to trying this out because I think it would be such a useful feature to have. One of the comments I made was about Fitbit's current strength when it comes to battery life, and how some of their devices have 4, 5 or even 7-day batteries. I said that if the Ionic is going to be above the competition like the Apple Watch, it needs to have good battery life. And Fitbit have announced that the Ionic is going to have 4-day battery life. Of course, this will be a lot less if you use a built-in GPS, but I hope we're going to see it get some really good results. The next thing I said was that it needed to look good. If you're going to wear something out and about all the time, it does need to look good on your wrist, and I think Fitbit have got this right. The design looks really nice, it's a bit slimmer than the Blaze, and so it should sit on your wrist a bit better. And on top of that, you can get all sorts of extra straps to really customise it. So those are the things that I hoped for when I was dreaming about the Fitbit Ionic. But let's talk about some of the extra features that I didn't think of. Firstly, GPS. The Ionic has got built-in GPS. This means that you can go for a run without your phone and it will still track where you've been. The Surge had this, so this isn't a new thing for Fitbit, but actually it's quite a nice feature to have, especially if you want to leave your phone at home. The other couple of new features that I didn't think of concern music. Fitbit say that the Ionic is going to take roughly 300 songs, which means you can have music on your wrist on the go. Of course, when it's got no speaker built in, what you need for this to work is some headphones. And on top of announcing their own Bluetooth headphones, there are of course tons of Bluetooth headphones out there already. And the good news is you're going to be able to pair these with your Ionic. This means if you want to go for a run and leave your phone at home and still have some music, this is going to be a possibility. Of course, with the Pandora app, you'll also be able to listen to music via the web. I hope you guys have found this video interesting. Make sure you check out the full spec for the Ionic on the Fitbit website if you want to know more, and I'll bring you guys a review and an unboxing and all sorts of other videos about the Fitbit Ionic as and when I receive mine. And I'll see you guys again soon.